everyone. I know see. El que quiera pedir tiempo. El que quiera pedir.
Alright, hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about the Dark Age of Disney, or what was the Dark Age of Disney, or the new Dark Age of Disney. Alright, this is, so to start off, what is the Dark Age of Disney, or what was the Dark Age of Disney? Pretty much, it was a period after Gravity Falls ended, where Disney was putting out these weird shows, for example, Billy Dilly's Subterranean Summer, or Pickle and Peanut, or Future Worm, or Kapow something. I don't remember the name. Pretty much, they were pretty interesting, to say the least. They were kind of weird. But after that came Star vs. the Forces of Evil, and that was pretty good. Until Amphibia and Owl House came into the scene, which absolutely blew my mind. And they were both in the level of Gravity Falls, but Gravity Falls was like a bit higher than in writing, animation, story, and then The Ghost and Molly McGee came out, which is also a pretty good show, but not on par with Amphibia and The Owl House, since it doesn't have as much lore as those three shows. Because there is still some lore in the show. But anyway, let's get into the topic of the video, which is the new Dark Age of Disney. Now, why do I call it the Dark Age of Disney? Well, because of two main reasons. Number one, the lack of shows that are actually story-driven. The current catalog on Disney, the current shows on Disney catalog are almost all slice-of-life shows. Like, think SpongeBob or The Loud House. While current shows are Big City Greens, which doesn't have as much story, like, apart from, oh, hey, country people moving to the city, wow, yay, woohoo, and them not having a mom. Second, is Bluey, which is, I'm tired of seeing Bluey everywhere. It's getting freaking annoying. Some of the community are just pure fucking cringe, man. But yeah, there's no story, it's just life lessons, which is actually pretty good for little kids to teach them life lessons. Next is Hamster Gretel. Now, this show is made by Dan Povenmire, and absolutely blew my mind when I found that out. He made Milo Murphy's Law, and more importantly, Phineas and Ferb, the GOAT. And I'm not saying the GOAT of all Disney shows. No cap. Okay? 100. Anyways, it's pretty much about a hamster and this girl. Alright? This girl named Gretel getting superpowers when abducted by like an alien type thingy. They like go on this UFO and they're like, oh, she's with like some dude. I don't know if it's the brother because I haven't watched that much of the show. I watched like 3 episodes. But anyway, yeah, it was like this UFO thingy that came down on them. But anyway, I don't know how to describe it. Yeah, superheroes, and it looks like Milo Murphy's Law. Plus some of the jokes kind of make me laugh, and a lot of the humor is very similar to Phineas and Ferb or from Milo Murphy's Law. So yeah, that's pretty good. And then we have the two main subjects of this video, which is the one good show, Kif, and the second show, which is bad, Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur. One of them being really good and the other being really bad. Guess which one it is. I already said it. But it's Kif. Kif is really good. Moon Girl, it's trash. It's absolute dumpster fire. It is literally, I'd rather watch the fucking Loud House movie 10 times in a single day than watch that bullshit of a show again. Like, I just regret. And I'll explain later why, okay? This is gonna be long, okay? And reason number 2 of the downfall of Disney is the reruns of old shows. Don't get me wrong, the reruns of old shows can be good, but it's honestly just getting boring. and it's exactly what happened during the first Dark Age of Disney. Now on to the main show of this video, which is Kif and Moon Girl. Now Kif, I love this little funny show. All right, it's not meant to be taken seriously, whatever. It's just like a mix of comedy with music, and I like this format. It's very good. The series focuses on Keith Chatterley, also known as Kif, the main protagonist. Obviously, it's the name of the damn show. She's a squirrel, which I would have never guessed. Honestly, she doesn't look like a squirrel. And then we have Barry, Kif's best friend, who's almost always with her during the show. He's a cool little rabbit, but he's got a kind of weird family, in my opinion. Then we got the more, like, kind of important side characters, like Barry's mom, Mary, and then we got Kif's mom, Beryl. The first episode perfectly captures the introduction of these two characters. Now, the first episode is when Kif goes to school and tries to drink from the water fountain, which kind of sounds like something my mom would do. Would say, sorry, I didn't mean do, say, like, don't drink from the water from fountain. But anyway, she tries to be first, but like in typical cartoon fashion, nothing works out. Pretty much, she gets sick, tries to avoid her father, which I didn't mention, but like, her father's like a goddamn geek in the show. Her mom is afraid of her father because of that, I think. I don't know. But anyway, Barry then makes a picture of Kif drinking from the water fountain. But wait, that's not all. We got another segment. Alright, this is the first episode. We got another segment. And then it teaches us into Barry. To get him to know him, obviously. But pretty much the story split up into two, like, segments. I don't know how to call it. But pretty much we got an insight on Barry's life / family life, too. So pretty much Kif has a sleepover at, like, daytime with Barry. And we also meet the mom of Barry. But Kif finds out that Barry and his family share water to save cost, which is very unhygienic. But she understands that Barry doesn't have the same luxuries as her. So she tries to go first, obviously, to get the clean water. But then again, like every other slice of life, nothing goes her plan. And she pretty much just makes everyone angry. Like, why does she have to go first type shit. But then she apologizes and takes the last bath. Kind of gross, Kif. But yeah, pretty much Barry had like 3 or 4 other siblings. I don't remember. And his mom and dad, obviously. And that's episode 1. Wow. This episode almost perfectly encapsulates the personalities and family of the two main characters. And for being a slice of life, it does a pretty good damn job of entertaining me. Sometimes in most slice of life, I just get bored because of like story-driven, aka lore-driven series most of the time. I like mostly story-driven. Oh boy, Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur. A show that's set in the Marvel Universe that's about Lunella, aka Moon Girl, being a genius and opening a portal, and out comes out Devil Dinosaur, red dinosaur that Lunella uses to pretty much fight crime. Now there are 4 things that I hate about the show, and there are 3 things that I love about the show. I'm gonna start with the thing that I hate, alright? Number 1 is definitely how the characters, especially the male ones, are treated in the show. It's literally like every single main character is fucking retarded or some shit. And Lunella, she doesn't even have superpowers. She's just really smart. Devil Dinosaur does all the heavy lifting. The dad is treated as a dumb fuck. He doesn't even know how to do anything. Same thing with the grandfather. Only the female characters know how to do well. Anything in the show that is about male characters is mostly about being dumb. Alright? Luna doesn't even have any male friends. Like, what? Only the female characters know how to do well. Like, anything. Anything at all. And it's really fucking dumb. Number 2, the writing. Every single episode in this show has a different villain. So it's just one and done deal. No story at all, somewhat. The villains are mostly just white people, which is really interesting to say the least. I wonder what they're trying to say here. The only character in the show who is a villain and is not white. It's Gravitas, which is a pretty cool villain. I gotta give them the benefit of the doubt. But then again, on the other side of the spectrum, we have the most stereotypical 1800s people that I've ever fucking seen on this planet. We have Marcy and Marty. Rest in peace, Amphibia. I miss you, Marcy. But anyway, a duo that is centered on pretty much censoring everyone's voices and tricking Moon Girl into signing a contract where they can do so with Luna's permission, so she doesn't have to fight. But it doesn't make sense because Moon Girl's a little kid. She can't even sign a goddamn contract yet. But before that, another villain, I forgot her name, so I'll have to research it after I make the video and writing the script and the voice and all that. She's a white blonde lady who tells Luna she's way more powerful than her. Plain coincidence? I think not. Okay? Coincidence? I think not. And it's pretty much boring, honestly. I don't really remember anything from the show. Since I was so freaking bored about how awful the writing is. It just introduced the bad guy by being humiliated by bad guy. Get a plan on how to defeat them. Then defeat them. It's an endless cycle. Alright? It's just an endless cycle. Number 3, the indoctrination. In the series, strap yourselves up. This is about to be a wild ride. So pretty much, Lunella has a friend, forgot her name, because of how boring the damn show is. And pretty much anything that has to do about LGBTQ plus shows up randomly on this character. Like, oop, she has 2 dads. And we see them a lot in the show. Alright? And I don't mind that they have 2 dads. Alright? That's not the point. But unlike the Owl House, which actually knows how to do subtle LGBTQ representation, this is just too much. In the Owl House, Luce is bisexual and Amity is a lesbian. They don't make it their entire personality. It's just very subtle. There's a very few gay characters. Like Willow's dad, Bartholomew, I think, and some other people. But in Moon Girl, there's almost like 5, 6, 7, or 8 characters that are LGBTQ, and they are fucking proud of it. They literally do not go a single fucking second without saying like they're gay. They don't go a single fucking second on saying, "Oh yeah, here's a rainbow. Oh yeah, here's a LGBTQ flag. Oh yeah, I have 2 dads. Oh yeah, he's gay. Oh yeah, here's my pronoun." What? Look, Marsha, I think she's a they them. And do I give a fuck? No, because she doesn't even say that she's a they them most of the time. There was only like one scene where she said they them, and boom, that's it. That's all you gotta do to get your point across. But nope, Moon Girl's like, oh yeah, she's a they them. She's a fucking they them, bro. You can't get it wrong. She's a she her, whatever. Okay. They use pronouns on a damn robot, which would be an it, and they use preferred pronouns while they are 13 years old. They're not even in a high school. Okay? They're not even in a high school. Jesus. There's literal activism about taking back the city and to stop bullying and petition signing, which is not realistic at all, because there hasn't even been a Black Lives Matter protest in so fucking long. And the only people who participate in this protest are like people who die, which is very tragic. But yeah, there's a little activism and where they have to sign petitions and all that, and uplifting of black historical figures like Michelle Obama and downplay on white people. Okay, like we're in the 18th century again. Like what? Like it's just backwards. She literally gets shamed for having black attributes, which does not happen at all anymore. Okay, it does not happen. Okay, literally black voices are celebrated more than white voices, and this is not even a joke. This is actually real, and it is happening, but people don't want to see it. Her friend, I'll put the name on screen again, also has a shit ton of LGBTQ stickers on her room. She's 13. 13. I didn't even know what sex was until I was like 12. Like, what? There's people with disabilities in the show for diversity. But I don't even, I have a disability and I don't even fucking care if they have people with disability. What is the point? Lunella's dad and grandfather are almost always, and I mean always, represented as feminine, not masculine at all. Lunella also uses the most popular kids in school, which are a they them transgender person and a Muslim person. Now, Muslim, I don't care. I'm a Christian myself. And they get invited to a sleepover. But Lunella has trauma about past sleepovers, so she is hesitant. And guess what they play? Truth or Dare. That's fine and dandy. Whatever. We've all played Truth or Dare. But they're doing some weird stuff. I don't even want to talk about it. And once again, her friend has an LGBTQ flag, bruh. Number 4. The acting. And finally, the acting, which is the most cringiest part of this entire show. And probably the biggest reason why I dislike the entire show. It's so dull and boring due to the fact that they just repeat the same things over and over again. Like, why? Like, sometimes, like, there's just random flirting scenes and they don't even go off well. They're just absolute cringe. Like, real fucking cringe. Now, time for the things that I love about Moon Girl. Because there is things that I do love, like with every show, there's things that I love, that I hate. Alright, and number 1, the soundtrack. The soundtrack of the series, I have to give them a round of applause. It is beautifully orchestrated and has some insane bangers like the one I'll play right now. The animation is so clean. It's kind of like comic book, but not really, I guess. It's confusing. But anyway, I love how the colors pop. And let me give you a bonus. Alright, let me give you a little bonus. So, number 3, the interpretation of family in the show. Lunella and her family have a great family bond, which is very good. To show kids to have a good family bond with their parents, grandparents, sisters, brothers, etc. So in conclusion, Moon Girl is pretty bad.